What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Final Order Cutoff Speculation and Recommendation video. This is the video where I take a look at all the books that are on this weekend's Final Order Cutoff, and I try to find any books that might have a little bit of something on the cover, in the guts, on the spine, anywhere in it that might be worthy of a little bit of speculation. But I also scour Final Order Cutoff, looking at all the new number ones, trying to find if there's any new stories that we all need to be picking up because the story sounds so freaking good. And that is this video, guys, so let's not waste any more time and let's go ahead and cover my 3 weekly speculation reminders. If you guys are seasoned speculators or you guys have seen this video series before, guys, there are timestamps down in the description below. You guys can go ahead and skip right ahead to Final Order Cutoff cover lever picks. But if you guys are new to speculation or new to this video series, I highly suggest you hear out these 3 weekly speculation reminders. And the first reminder that I have for you guys is the most important, and that is you guys have to do your own research. I am going to present some information to you guys today, but what I need you to do is go check out other comic book YouTubers you trust, other comic book websites that you trust, and other comic book apps that you trust. Gather the most information possible so that way you guys can make the best decisions possible for yourself, because remember, you guys are spending your own hard-earned money on these books. It's not my money, it's your money. And the second reminder that I have for you guys is that there are delays with comic books. So sometimes a book will show up multiple times on Final Order Cutoff, and that is because its release date got moved for one reason or another. Now the third and final reminder that I have for you guys is that I record this video on Thursday. Today is Thursday, April 25th of 2024, and DC Comics, Marvel Comics, and all the independent publishers have until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern to lock in the books that are going to be on this weekend's Final Order Cutoff. So that means they can add or remove books after I record this video. So to have the most up-to-date information before you guys put in your Final Order Cutoff orders, I highly suggest you guys check out these 2 places. First up is the Comic Book Frontier. It's a fantastic Facebook group run by my good friend Al, and he updates his Final Order Cutoff all the way up into the order deadline dates. Just as more information comes out over the weekend, he will make sure he will put that on the Facebook group. Now the other place is coverprice.com. It's one of the best comic book websites out there, in my opinion. There's so much data on there. It's absolutely amazing. And they put out a Final Order Cutoff list every single weekend. So make sure you guys check out those 2 places before you put your Final Order Cutoff orders in. All right, guys, with those reminders out of the way, let's go ahead and cover this weekend's Final Order Cutoff order deadline dates. If you guys are interested in picking up any of the books that I'm going to talk about in today's video, you guys need to get your pre-orders in by April 28th for your DC, Scout, and Vault books, and April 29th for your Marvel and all the other independent publishers. Now, the big reason why you want to get your pre-orders in by this weekend is because you can save up to 20% off the cover price of these books on certain retailers online. So if you guys are going to speculate on a book and buy a book in bulk, you might as well save that 20%, so that way if you do make money on the secondary market in the future, your profit margins are that much bigger. So just something to keep in mind before you guys put your orders in for this weekend's Final Order Cutoff. All right, guys, so we covered the reminders, we covered the order deadline dates, so we can finally dive in to this weekend's Final Order Cutoff cover lever picks. All right, guys, these are all the covers that are landing on this weekend's Final Order Cutoff that I think could possibly do well on the secondary market, either right out of the gate or in the future. And the first book up is Catwoman issue number 65 with the cover B variant done by Pablos Villalobos. And this cover is so freaking good. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord, which is linked down in the description below, make sure you do, because Ghost actually showed this on the Discord even before I saw it. So Ghost, thank you so much for pointing this out to me weeks ago. This cover is so good. Now guys, the next cover up is Wonder Woman issue number 9, the cover B variant done by Julian Totino Tedesco. I freaking love this cover so much, and I do think this cover could do well in the future. Definitely not right out of the gate because it is an open order cover, but this cover is too good not to do well in the future. Now guys, next up is Rise of the Powers of X issue number 5 with the 1 in 100 Virgin Ratio variant done by R.B. Silva. this is a really nice cover featuring the Phoenix. It's really nice in my opinion, and some of these 1/100s do really well on the secondary market from Marvel Comics. So guys, keep an eye on that one. Do your research and see if you guys want to pick one of these up this weekend. All right, guys, next up is Scarlet Witch, issue number 1 with the variant cover in the 1/100 Virgin Ratio variant done by Jenny Frison. Jenny Frison on the Scarlet Witch is so freaking good. I love this cover. I am personally just picking up the trade dress, but that 1/100 Virgin is really freaking good. Now guys, next up is Scarlet Witch, issue number 1, the 1/25 ratio variant done by Alexander Lozano. I'm a big fan of Alexander Lozano. This is a 1/25. The only thing I don't like about this cover is the headdress that she wears. Looks a little weird, but everything else looks absolutely fantastic. Now, there is one more cover for this book that I think could do well, and that is Scarlet Witch, issue number 1, the 1/50 black and white ratio variant done by Scotty Young. Now, this is the month where there's so many Scotty Young covers coming out, but this is definitely one of the better ones, and this black and white does not look too bad. This is actually pretty freaking cool. Now, guys, next up is Edge of Spider-Verse, issue number 4, with the variant cover done by W. Scott Forbes. This is just awesome, featuring Spider-Woman, the one from the Into the Spider-Verse movie, which is so freaking good. Yeah, this cover is fantastic. Now, guys, we have 2 more covers. Next up is Feral, issue number 3, with the cover D, which is the 1/25 ratio variant done by Jenny Frison. This is a Jenny Frison cover that I didn't think I would ever see. It's a cat done by Jenny Frison. That is really freaking cool. Now, this might not be the final artwork because there might be a trade dress on it, or this might be a Virgin variant, but this cover is really freaking good either way. Now guys, next up is Man's Best, issue number 3, with the cover E, which is the 1 per store unlockable variant done by Jesse Lonergan. This is really freaking good. Now, I have not read Man's Best just yet, so I don't know if this is actually a good story to read, but this cover right here, since this is a 1 per store, I think could do well on the secondary market because it's going to be a little bit more rare. Alright guys, those are all the cover lever picks for this weekend's final order cutoff. We can go ahead and move on to the next section, which are my second prints, facsimiles, and beyond. There are so many second prints, third prints, fourth prints, fifth prints on this weekend's final order cutoff. It's a little crazy. And we also have 2 facsimiles. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And first up is Military Comics, issue number 1, the facsimile edition. Now this has the first appearance in the origin of Blackhawk, a man bent on vengeance after the death of his brother and sister. And after that, we have Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue number 2, with the facsimile, facsimile foil, and facsimile blank edition, because we need all 3. But guys, this does have the first cameo appearance of the Anti-Monitor in the shadows. Now it's time to dive into all the second prints and beyond. First up is Drawing Blood, issue number 1, the second print variant. I couldn't find the actual artist for the cover, and a lot of these I do not have the artwork for right now, at least. When I edit this video tomorrow on Friday, if they do release the artwork, I'll make sure I put that up on screen. But if not, just make sure you guys are doing your research over the weekend and finding the cover art and see if it's actually worthy of picking up or not. But next up, we have Last Mermaid, issue number 2, with the second print variant done by Derek Kirk Kim. And after that, we have Edge of Spider-Verse, issue number 3, with the second print variant done by Chad Wayne Harden. Now this does have the first appearance, I believe, of Star Spider. I'll put the correct name of the first appearance of the spider on screen right now. Yeah, it is. It says it on the cover, Star Spider. So I was right. Yay! Next up is Deathstalker, issue number 1, with the second print variant done by Nathan Golden. Now this is the book that is partially written by the musician Slash. Just in case that little bit of information gets you to buy this book or not. But guys, next up is Duke, issue number 2, with the third print variant done by Jeff Spokes. I'm actually really interested to see the cover art for this book because it's not released as of right now of recording this video, but I like Jeff Spokes, and he usually does really attractive women on his covers, and this could have the Baroness on it, which would be really freaking good. Now guys, next up is Feral, issue number 1, with the third print variant done by Tris Forster and Tone Rodriguez. And after that, we have Last Mermaid, issue number 1, with the third print variant done by Derek Kirk Kim. And after that, guess what? Moon Man, issue number 1, with the third print variant done by Marco Licati. After that, Transformers, issue number 4, with the third print variant done by Gerard Perel, Frederic Pham Chung. I want to say that's their names. I'm not 100% sure. I butcher everyone's name on this channel, and I apologize to all of you. Next up, Transformers, issue number 2, the fifth print variant done by Stefano Simone. And after that, we have Void Rivals issue number 2 with the 7th print. That's right, the 7th print variant done by Gleb Maklinkov. Those are all the second prints, facsimiles, and beyond. So let's go ahead and check out what books actually had a little something in the guts. Alright guys, before we dive into these 3 books that I found, I just want to let you guys know, there are no like really hardcore first appearances, second appearances, or cameos or anything like that. It's reading into the actual solicitations that has maybe a little something that we can, play off of. But you guys need to do your own research before you speculate on any of these books. So first up is Spider-Boy issue number 7. Now the solicitation says, featuring a major turning point in the life of Bailey Briggs. His life in this comic will never be the same again. You do not want to miss this one, Spidey B fans. So what does that mean? My guess is most likely he's going to be adopted in this issue because right now he is an orphan living in an orphanage. So that could be the big thing that actually changes for him. I'm obviously not 100% sure because I have not got an early solicitation for this, so I haven't read it. That's my guess. Now, is that good speculation? I'm not 100% sure. Guys, do your own research. After that is Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 5. Now, the solicitation reads this: The Secret History of Harry Osborn. How does the heir apparent of Oscorp become a masked vigilante? And what does Green Goblin know of the true status of the world he lives in? All the more will be relieved. Now that doesn't strictly say origin story, but to me it definitely reads as the origin story of the new Ultimate Green Goblin. Now what do you guys think? Does that read to you as the origin story? It 100% does to me, but guys, make sure you guys, again, are doing your own research. Now last up, we have Scarlet Witch issue number 1. The solicitation reads, the Scarlet Witch has carved out a haven for herself in upstate New York, but she has drawn the wrath of a primal force unlike anything she's faced before. So I guess the speculation there is that primal force that she's never faced before. What is this primal force? Is it something new? Is it a new character? Well, we're going to have to pick this book up to find out. All right, guys, those were the 3 books that I found on this weekend's Final Order Cutoff that had a little something in the guts. Let's go ahead and find out what my spec picks of the week are. Alright guys, I'm actually not sure what to tell you guys because there are a few books on here that I think could possibly do well on the secondary market. And I'm actually interested in picking up 1 or 2 of them myself for speculation. And then there's the other ones that I think could do well long term if you're willing to hold on to them for a while. So let's go ahead and cover these books and you guys can make your own decisions if you guys want to save your money or not. Alright guys, first up is Feral issue number 3 with the cover D, which is the 1 in 25 ratio variant from Jenny Frison. I think this cover is absolutely amazing and most likely will do really well on the secondary market. There were some specific covers for issue number 1 that did well on the secondary market, and this is, guys, just a Jenny Frison. She has such a big fan base, and I don't think there's probably going to be huge orders for Feral issue number 3, especially at a lot of the smaller local comic book shops. So this book could possibly be a little bit more rare, so keep an eye out on this one for sure. Now, the next cover that I really like is Man's Best issue number 3 with the cover E, which is the 1 per store unlockable variant done by Jesse Lonergan. Now, what I like about this is that it is a 1 per store, so there's not going to be a flooded market with so many of these covers out there. This one is going to be a little bit more rare. We're also on the 3rd issue of Man's Best. I don't know how popular this book has been with the wider community. I haven't heard a lot of buzz about this book. I know there was for issue number 1, but after that, has that popularity gained? If it hasn't, this book could be a lot more rare, and this cover is actually really good in my opinion. Now, there are some other covers to keep an eye on. That Catwoman 65 by Pablo Villalobos is really good. I think the Wonder Woman issue number 9 by Julian Totino Tedesco is absolutely amazing. I think both of those are probably long-term holds. They're not going to be screaming right out of the gate in my opinion. I could be wrong, but most likely not. And also, guys, that Scarlet Witch issue number 1, the one by Jenny Frison, the 1 in 100 obviously is going to be the one to go for right out of the gate, but I think getting the trade dress and holding on to that long term, that book could also do well in the future. Now, the one other book to keep an eye on would be Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 5 with that possible origin story of the Ultimate Green Goblin. Because if you don't have the first appearance, second appearance, or the cameo, what do they always say? You gotta go after the origin story. So, if you're willing to gamble a little bit, that would be the other book to go after, in my opinion. And that's really it. Those would be my spec recommendations for this weekend. Make sure you guys are doing your own research before you put your orders in, and that's going to do it. So let's go ahead and find out what my final order cutoff recommendation to read is. Alright guys, if you were like me, you love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was such a gigantic fan of theirs when I was a kid. I watched all the cartoons, the movies, everything. I was a huge Turtle fan. I still am. But guys, I've never truly given the comic book a chance. I've read like 20 issues, maybe 25, starting at like issue number 101, and I read like until issue number 125 or 130 possibly, and then after that I totally gave up because the story wasn't really all that engaging. But guys, there is a book landing on this weekend's final order cutoff that is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Alpha issue number 1. Now this is kind of going to wrap up the whole current run in a nice little basket, but guys, it's also going to have a teaser to the Jason Aaron run. So if you kind of want to give like a whole synopsis to the whole previous 150 issues and then see what Jason Aaron's run is going to look like, this is going to be a must pick up for you guys. But let me go ahead and read the synopsis to you. What's the world like without the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Since their time-spanning victory over Armageddon, the Turtles have started to pursue other interests, leaving a void in New York among the humans and mutants alike. This issue explores the effects this change has on those connected to the brothers, from Old Hob to Jenica, across the 5 boroughs and all the way through Mutant Island. It's hard to tell how important someone is until they are gone. And who better to write such a story than Tom Waltz, the man who scripted the first 100 issues of IDW series and the co-writer of The Last Ronin, and re-signed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artist Gavin Smith. Also, get your first glimpse of what's coming in a special prequel to the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1, written by superstar scribe Jason Aaron and drawn by White Hot artist Chris Burnham. Donatello has had a hard time since he came back from the future, and he's found himself in an unexpected place. That was the last tease. Donatello has found himself in an unexpected place. So Jason Aaron's run is going to have a little bit of information from the previous run, which is actually pretty interesting. Now, there are not a ton of covers that have been released for this book just yet, just the main cover and 2 variants. That's it. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4 more covers that are going to be released by the time this does come out on New Comic Book Day in a few weeks' time. But guys, what do you think? Are you excited for this new Jason Aaron run? Are you guys going to pick up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Alpha issue number 1 to get that little tease, the Jason Aaron story? Guys, let me know down in the comments below. Alright guys, it is time to check out next week's New Comic Book Day cover lover picks that I think could do well on the secondary market. Alright, this is going to be really quick because there's only 3 covers coming out next week that I think could do well on the secondary market. Now guys, next week's New Comic Book Day is May 1st of 2024, so let's go ahead and dive into these covers. First up is Blood Hunt issue number 1 with the 1 in 200 virgin ratio variant done by Artgerm. This cover is so freaking good. I just wish it wasn't on a big crossover book. It was on something like Moon Knight or something else, but this cover featuring Tiger is so freaking good. Now guys, next up is Free Comic Book Day 2024 Absolute Power Special Edition issue number 1 with the foil variant done by Dan Mora. Now this is a special cover for the Free Comic Book Day Absolute Power Special Edition book. So guys, keep an eye out for this book because I don't think there's going to be a ton of them out there. It's Superman. It looks like he got shot. Who can do such a thing to Superman? I don't know, but I think we got to pick this book up and find out. But this is a gorgeous cover done by Dan Moore with Superman on it. Now guys, the final cover up is Deadpool Wolverine World War III issue number 1 with the 1 in 100 virgin ratio variant done by Gabriel Del Otto. this cover is absolutely fantastic. It is so good. Wolverine's cutting off Deadpool's arm. You had Deadpool stabbing Wolverine with one of his swords. It is so freaking cool. It's Del Auto. It's gorgeous. It's a 1:100 virgin ratio variant. It also has 2 very popular characters, so I think this cover could do well on the secondary market. So keep an eye out for that one, guys. All right, guys, those are all the covers that I found on next week's new comic day that I think could do well on the secondary market. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, we are at the end of today's video, and this is the last video of the week, which is so sad. I like getting you guys 3 videos every single week. My life has just been too busy, way too busy to put out 3 videos. But hopefully, not next week, the week after that, because next week my kids are still home on spring break for Monday and Tuesday. What is going on? But guys, if you guys watched from the beginning of this video all the way to this point right here, I just gotta tell you, you guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel so much. Now guys, look down real quick. If you guys have not hit that like button just yet, do me a favor and smash that like button. And last but not least, guys, if you guys watched that video and you guys enjoy comic book content, but you guys are not subscribed, I just gotta say, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. All right, guys, have yourself a great weekend and a great final order cutoff, and I'll catch you guys on Tuesday with the Wednesday pull list. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.